Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Cub, and welcome back to Sky Factory. This is episode 3, and oh my goodness, I have a new texture pack. That is correct. That is definitely the first thing you notice. It's not all of this new stuff. It's the texture pack. Yep, we switched over to a realistic pack, link in the description. And it's not that I had anything against facts, I still love it, but based on some of the comments I saw, you guys are kind of sick of it, and I don't blame you. I use it on pretty much every other series I do, and I think that since this is pretty different, we definitely need a different texture pack to go along with the series itself, and I like this one. It was recommended a couple of times. I think it's pretty good. Buttercup has remained with his Fax textures because, let's face it, he looks best like that. How you doing, boy? Okay, well, that is excellent to hear. Now, we've got a lot to talk about. You guys can see I've done quite a bit of work since the last episode, and there's a lot to do in this one. I've got quite a few things planned. Hopefully, we will hit the 14-minute mark. I'm kidding. It should be longer than that. But let's talk about something actually I didn't talk about last video, which this happened in between 1 and 2. I got a couple of buckets. It started raining, as it does in the jungle, so I got a couple of more barrels here and got them filled with water. And I threw this up here. I was kind of figuring some people would get confused. I put that up there so I could still put saplings in there, but it wouldn't fill up with water, which is good. I only have 2 saplings left. Now, a few things have happened since the last episode. First off, turns out monsters can spawn on these if there's just a sapling there. So we fought a few spiders and we fought a few zombies. I say we. Basically, I would hit them and then let Buttercup finish the job. And so we got some goodies we want to look at from that. Also, used some dirt to expand this, and I had some more dirt over here, but I haven't bridged it over to continue expanding the grass. But we got plenty of grass there. Might start ourselves a melon or pumpkin farm. I can't remember what kind of seeds we got last video. What did we get? Where are they? We've got melon seeds and pumpkin seeds. So there we go. We got quite a few stone left over. Quite a good bit, actually. We got a spider eye, a couple of rotten flesh, and a spoils bag. I still don't know what this is. We got this off of killing a spider. Oh, okay. See, I hadn't opened it yet, but it looks like we got a force gem. That's pretty cool. A staff of traveling. I don't even know what that does. Force shard. I can't read half these things because they're off the screen. Oh, cool. Floppy disk. Maybe it's got it says Gold Runner, but I can almost guarantee you it's got Protocol Epsilon on it. Oh, some of you guys will remember that. Bread, cool. All right, we're actually going to leave these items in here. We're not going to take them out of the bag because I don't know if you can put stuff back in the bag. Oh, no, look, we just emptied the contents of the bag into here. Okay, can I put them back? Because I don't really want these things, like, taking up space. You can't put things back in the spoils bag. Well, we might as well go ahead and empty it. And then the bag disappears. Excellent. Well, we'll go ahead and take some of these things out then and put all this back in here. Now we've learned what happens there. Got a lot of silkworms. We don't really. Okay. Also, now it's been a while. As you can see, it's day 26, and I think we ended the last episode on day like 7 or something like that. Good. Excellent. I'll see you guys next time. It was something like that. So it's been quite a bit of time in-game. It's also been about 3 or 4 days of real life. Now, of course, I haven't been playing this game the whole time, but I have been playing enough to cover the first 3 Harry Potter movies, which is quite a long time. Pretty much just dirt running. You know, I kind of got all this set up and then just created a bunch of dirt, created a bunch of cobblestone, sifted it through the sieve or the sieve or whatever you want to call it. I got corrected in the comments and I already forgot what the correct term is. Not going to worry about it though. We're just going to call it the sifter, because it sifts things, and sifting is fun. And we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Look at all this stuff. Now, I noticed something really peculiar. We got different types of ores for different kinds of materials. So you'll see pulverized iron dust and things like that. We got dust out of ash. I think we got the broken ores out of sifting sand. Or gravel, no, and then sifting sand got us these crushed gold ores. I'm not sure what all the differences are. I'm not sure what they all do. I guess we could look at uses. Oh, we can turn that into a gold ore gravel. Sweet, which can be melted down into gold ingot. So if we follow that trail back, though, it looks like it takes 4 of these and you're only getting 1. That's not too bad, though. Maybe if we put it into a different type of smelter, we'll get double. Yeah, look, we could definitely throw it in the smeltery. Although I think if I built a smeltery, there would be rioting in the comments from people who are very upset and tired of that particular mod. Of course, we know what pulverized tin is and dusts. We're very familiar with those. Crushed ore looks like it is pretty much the same thing as broken. All right, well, whoa, gold ore sand. That is different, but basically the same thing. All right, so now we know we've got tons of ores. We got some bone meal. I was really tempted to use this on the trees because I was getting impatient, but I didn't because I thought it might be useful later on. And we've got some more seeds here. Just some generic seeds, some pumpkin seeds, some melon seeds, some ancient spores. Dun, dun, dun. Grass seeds, which is great, except for we already have some grass, because Buttercup had some grass over there with him. Some carrot seeds, a rubber tree seeds. We got a lot of really good stuff here. Even some some coal, which I'm tempted to use to make torches. But I don't think there's a way for us to get regular old coal, at least not one that I'm familiar with, unless there's a recipe for it. Oh, what is this? Coal essence. Okay, well, magical crops, we can get some coal essence. But I think we can make plenty of charcoal out of the wood that we've got here. And in fact, we really need to go ahead and make ourselves a furnace. And actually, I want to move all of this stuff over here before the episode is over, which is going to be a challenge. I think we'll have to build another chest over here and then break that chest and then move it over. I don't want to move the water because I think I have to have a bucket to get the water out, and I don't want to break it and ruin it. I don't know, Buttercup. I think what we really need to do is build a crucible. But first, let's definitely get that furnace rocking and rolling. I really need a furnace around here. I can't believe we've gone this long without one. So let's just go ahead and make a ton of these guys, because the more the merrier, right? Da-da-da! We've made a furnace. Look at that. We're doing it. We're succeeding. We're advancing through the ranks of this peculiar mod. Where are we gonna put this sucker? Let's say we put it over here. Oh, actually, can we make it flat? How do you... Oh, you know what? I messed up. You know what I should have done? What I should have done was, if I get these back out, get a whole bunch of these, and then we do that. And then we get a couple of these. And then we do this. Oh, that's what I should have did. Now I just have this extra furnace, which is fine. That's not a big problem. I guess what we could do is... I don't even know if this will work. Let's break that out, and if we put this first one in there, right? Roll with me on this. Could we put the second one on top, or is it going to sit awkwardly? No, look at that! Double furnace! Awesome! Oh, that's great. And because this is a half block, I don't think monsters should spawn up here, but then again... No, it does look like it's at the right level. Hold on, we can just tap F7 there, and it should tell us if monsters can spawn there. Isn't that what F7 does? I'm not sure. It might not, actually. I could just be making things up. It is definitely monster time, though. And since we have so many extra resources, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna do something. You guys might not agree with this in the comments, and that's fine. You're all entitled to your opinions. But I'm just saying, it's kind of dangerous out here. And a fella could use a sword. Oh, good. I'm feeling safe, Buttercup. How are you feeling? Okay, good to know. Alright, so we've got the furnace up and running. The next thing we need to do is we need some... Let's see, if we're going to create a crucible... First, we got to make an unfired crucible, which means we're going to need some porcelain clay, which is going to be clay and bone meal. We have some bone meal. And I know a quick and easy way to make clay, and I think we just throw... Oh, dear. Actually, you know what? I said that. I can't remember. I think what we do is we throw ash into the buckets of water, but if I'm wrong, we're pretty much going to be messed up until it rains. I don't want to ruin this. I want to do this right. Oh, but I don't know. Oh, do I have any ash left over? I think I sifted it all. We might have to make some more, so let's take our cobblestone. Let's hammer it down. Hammering it down. We really need a song for this, right? Simon of Yogscast fame has the great Diggy Diggy Hole song. Why don't we have a song for when, you know, something that we can sing while we work, you know? It's nothing wrong with whistling while you work, as they say in that one movie. What movie was that? I think it was a princess movie. I can't be sure. Oh! Da-da-da! Look at that, it worked. So check that out. We got some clay, and now we just place it down and break it to get some little clay orbs, and we got 4 of them. We're definitely going to need more than that, though. So let's throw another. Oh, Shaguba. We had 2 things of water there. I could have created an infinite source. Oh, no! It's okay, though. We're in a jungle. It'll eventually start raining again. So we'll go ahead and do this and hope that we have enough here to do what we need to do. Hopefully, that should give us 8. And then we need how many for this thing? I think we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we've got plenty. Let's grab the bone meal. We got 9 bone meal. We're just getting by here, people. Just getting by. There we go. We'll take this over here, and while we're over here, Let's break this sucker. Oh, there we go. And let's patch that in. Oh, dear. That wasn't supposed to happen. Ah! Okay, we're safe. There we go. Don't want any accidents. We'll take our little crafting station and we'll throw her down right here. Excellent. And actually, I don't think a chest will open with a crafting station on top of it. I know if you place a chest next to one of these, though. Let's give this a try. Let's see if we can still, even though it's recessed into the floor, can it still access this chest? Oh, it can! Well, there you go. Now, what happens if we make it a double chest? We have plenty of wood here to spare, people. Let's be calm. All right, we got... Yes, that works. Excellent. Of course, that looks really silly, so we'll probably go ahead and recess these. Because they're just floating in the air there, and I don't... I can't live with that sort of nonsense. So let's break these out. All right, plop, plop. Excellente. That's Italian. I don't really know if that's Italian. It could just be fake Italian. While we're over here, let's throw some of these in here and get some charcoal cooking. I think 2 sticks ought to get us a charcoal. Look at my Minecraft maths at work here, people. Look at that charcoal, and then we'll let it just create a whole bunch of charcoal. I think that'll probably create 7 or 8 pieces. Plus, it makes some lovely light. Look at this, light all over the place. Let's get some of these things out of our inventory, into this chest. You know, before bad things happen, we will take our porcelain clay, make a U. Look at that, an unfired crucible. Now, have I mentioned why I'm making an unfired crucible yet, or have I just not, like, brought that up yet? The reason I'm doing it, I don't know how much power this is going to need. Not that much, apparently. So we just put too much in there. This is going to be almost done, and then we'll just throw some more wood in there. The more charcoal, the better, and I don't want any of it to go to waste, so we'll just put some more wood in there. Boom! Crucible. Excellent. Everything is going according to plan, and I have planned this out quite a bit. Don't ever mistake that. I know exactly what I'm doing at all times of the day. So hold on to that as well. We've got our crucible. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this somewhere in the world, possibly just right here. Again, I think I might want to recess it because I don't want it to look silly. Not a big fan of the silly. Or I guess we could put it over here, kind of in the middle. That's where we already have this other thing. And we can't really put it down there, actually, now that I think about it, because we got to be able to put a torch underneath it to create heat, because that is how it works in this mod. You can actually... Oh, so the slab does not create light like the regular furnace does. That is an interesting fact. I didn't know that. Create some torches. The torches are going to produce heat, so when we put a torch down, we can't put a torch down. Oh dearie. All right, this isn't going well. This isn't going well at all. I'm losing viewers. You're getting impatient. You're all leaving me. You're all all right. Not high enough. There we go. That doesn't look strange in the least bit. Maybe when we create a second layer, once we get some flowing water, I can go down there and we can fix that. Let's build a staircase up to it, though, because that does look unforgivably ridiculous, and I can't live with that on my conscience. All right, yeah, it looks pretty goofy. Maybe I'll tidy it up after this episode. I'll go back and maybe make its own little section. But we can crawl up here, and if I'm not mistaken, we can take some of our cobblestone. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 5. And if we leave that in there, it'll melt into lava. And then we can use that to create an infinite cobblestone generator, which means instead of having to run around collecting dirt and sifting it to create rock to break down, we can just create stones and maybe even automate it, and we'll eventually be able to redo this a million times over and have a whole lot more cool stuff without so much effort on my part and without so much time. So this is cool. We're getting some lava. Of course, what we really need is for it to rain. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Lord? Send the rains. Send the rains upon me. Don't look at me like that, Buttercup. Okay, next up, while that's cooking away, we should probably try to create some buckets, because as soon as it rains again, we're going to want an infinite source of water. And I know what you're thinking. You're sitting at home thinking, no, Reese, don't do it. Don't make buckets. That's such a waste of your iron. And you're right, but I don't know what else to do. Is the iron used for something else? It wasn't that difficult to get. I mean, it was pretty... Ooh, I say that, though. I say that. Why is it not cooking up? Why is the pulverized iron not cooking into bars? What is happening here? What do I do? I have to actually shape it into a block? What? It's not, this is not how it's supposed to be. I am furious. Let's get everything that's related to iron in here. Iron. Do we have any broken iron? Broken aluminum, silver, copper. Yeah, I got some broken iron. This is unforgivable. This is ridiculous. Boom, we've got some iron ore dust. Iron ore sand. We got some iron ore gravel. So we barely have enough for a single bucket of something. Unforgivable. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Ugh. Okay. Now, of course, there are better ways to process metals, but we're kind of at the early stages of the game. We don't really have access to those. Do I need a bucket? Is there not maybe a substitute for a bucket? Let's actually do this. Let's look up lava. And is there other ways to carry lava? A florb. Don't think that's really going to help us much, though. All I really see is a lava bucket. If we click on that, though... Oh, well, too bad we don't have any fire essence. Is there a better way to build a bucket besides using iron? No. What about if I just search for bucket? I don't know what force freezing is, but it comes up a lot. Alright. You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to go ahead, throw this in here. We're going to make us some iron. Just going to see how that goes, and then later we will decide what we want to build with it. Of course, now if we did smelt these in a Tinker's Construct smeltery, we, just want to point out there, I think we would get double. But of course, ooh, can you imagine the nightmare we'd have to go through with that? I think it might be easier to wait until a time when we have an infinite source of... How is this cooking up? Oh, it is cooking down. Do I need to add more to it? Okay, I don't know if I was supposed to do that. I might have just messed it up. We should eventually get some lava in there, though. That'll be good. Like I was saying, we're going to have to make... In order to get a smeltery going, we'll have to do sand, gravel, and some more clay. So it might be better to go ahead and get some lava and get an infinite cobblestone generator and get an infinite source pool of water before we even attempt that. And then we might use that for better processing of materials. If you have a better suggestion, as always, leave it in the comments. I do take your suggestions to heart, and they will eventually get attempted. Now what we're building right here is called a drying rack. If you don't know what that is, well, you really need to go watch my Tinker's Construct tutorial, because these things are awesome. We can actually hang them up, and we'll hang them up over here. And we can hang things on them to dry. Now, as I said earlier, Buttercup over there did a great job killing some zombies. We've got some rotten flesh, and we can actually hang this out. Check it. And it'll dry into some rotten flesh jerky. Because I am tired of apples. I've eaten way too much. And what other kinds of jerky can we make? Is there like a snake? Oh. Lambskin jerkin. Well, I don't think we can eat that. We can make beef, chicken, bacon, mutton, fish, and monster jerky. So that's about it. Too bad. Too bad we can't make apple jerky. I know I said I was sick of apples, and I am. Don't get me wrong, but... I mean, apple jerky? That just sounds amazing. I guess it would just be a dried apple. I've eaten dried apple before. It's not really that great. But then again, I'm kind of picky. I don't even like bananas because... No, I love bananas, but I don't like apples. IRL. I love bananas. I don't like apples because apples, they're just weird. They get stuck up in between your teeth and they don't really taste all that great. Apple juice is good, but that's just mostly sugar, let's face it. Let's collect this stuff and we'll go ahead and move this over there as well. We'll leave, well actually I guess there's no water in the water buckets and therefore no reason to leave them over here either. Grab these, and isn't that fantastic? We've got 2 of them, which is just what we need. Let's click both of them. No! Not that big of a loss. I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll put them over here. Rain bucket, and then I need to create another one because we're still gonna process things into dirt. No reason to stop that just yet. I don't think we've made it that far to where we can just say, oh, yeah, we don't need dirt anymore. No, we're not, definitely not there yet, but eventually we will be, hopefully. So what was the recipe for this again? I know we needed some slabs. And And I think it was just boop, boop, boop. There we go. Put that there, and we'll put a slab over top of it so that rain doesn't get into this particular one. Once these two are done, we will... I guess we'll put our iron... we should probably put our iron up for right now. We'll make a bucket, and we will create an infinite water source. That will be good. I don't really want to leave. I want to see... Again, this didn't take as long as I thought it would. But I definitely want to get some monster jerky done, and I think it's going to take a little while, so we'll find some things to keep us occupied. Like the lava house. Oh, check that out. We got some lava. I don't think it's enough for a bucket, though. So we'll add some more cobble. We'll let that melt down, and we'll eventually get enough for a bucket of lava. Oh, dear. Where am I going to put an infinite lava source without burning the entire thing down? It's all made of wood. I think we'll have to create a separate section specifically for the infinite source of cobblestone, the infinite cobblestone source. Did I say infinite lava source earlier? You all knew what I meant, of course. You can't have an infinite lava source, but you can have an infinite... Ooh, careful. You can, however, have an infinite source of cobblestone, which we can then melt down and create more lava. So technically, I guess it is sort of an infinite lava source. But we won't get to that until later. But I need a place to do this infinite cobblestone generator, probably made out of cobblestone. Which, since we don't have the infinite cobblestone generator yet, means definitely going to be processing more dirt, more trees. Sigh, to get more cobblestone, because we're down to 6? How did that happen? How did that even happen? Down to 6 cobblestone. Well, we've also got some slabs. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's worth it. I really don't want to risk burning this whole place down, so it'll be worth it. I'll cut down the trees. We'll create more cobblestone. We might build it off. That way, and then that way, if things get really bad, we have time to just cut this area down right here and disconnect and just watch it burn. I hear you, Buttercup. I hear you. I know exactly what you're trying to say. No, I don't. I'm lying. While we're still here, though, and we've got some time left, let us go ahead and we'll do this. Do a little farming, huh? Yeah, you bet it's time to farm. Where are those seeds? We'll get some pumpkin seeds. We'll get some crushed iron clay seed. No, what happened to the other seeds? Oh, there they are. Melon seeds. Pumpkins, not as useful as melons. Just gonna throw that out there, but you know, it is what it is. Plant that there, and we will plant these right here. And there we go. Set to go there. Now, I wish I had some water. I don't know if water really helps with these guys. I know it definitely helps with regular wheat. I could plant the wheat here, but I really like the grass. I don't want to get rid of it. I know I have some grass seeds, but oh, look at this. Look at this. Is it done? You bet it's done. Monster jerky. Num num num. And if I'm not mistaken, monster jerky, unlike eating rotten flesh, will not cause you to start coughing and sneezing and get monster disease. Monster disease, by the way, is not fun. So we got some lava. Do I need to add any more cobblestone to it, or can we go ahead and let's do it? Look, let's... Yep, there we go. We made a bucket. We've done it. We've sacrificed. We've got a bucket. Sweet. Oh, wow. So we didn't even need to do that. Look at that. I still got some cobblestone in there. Sweet. So we've got a bucket of lava. Check it out, Buttercup. You like lava? Check out my bucket of lava. Look at this. Ain't that cool? Okay, let's pick it up before things catch on fire. So, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is go. I'm going to get to work cutting down these trees, creating some more cobblestone. I think there's a couple of things we need to build next episode. We need to have an area made out of cobblestone where we can set this thing up and get some infinite lava. Hopefully it rains in between then and now and fills up my buckets. We also need to create an area specifically for monsters to spawn in. And now that I've mentioned that, I just remembered we need some torches pretty bad, because monster spawning is not fun. So we'll set up an area specifically for monsters to spawn. We'll set up a monster trap, and we'll maybe leave Buttercup in there, and he can just eat them for us, and then we'll collect the goodies. That'll be cool. And aside from that, I think we're pretty much set to go for now. We've got everything we wanted to get accomplished. We've got a crucible. We got some lava. We got a farm going. That wasn't even something I had planned. It just kind of came to my mind. It was like, yeah, you know what? Let's build a farm, and we did, and we are successful. We are stars. With that, if you guys have any suggestions or any comments or anything at all, you know what to do. Just leave them down below. I do read all of the comments, and the ones that can be subscribed to, the ones that can the commented on, I do leave replies. The ones that can be replied to. Struggling to talk. Words not working. Blah. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you continue to enjoy the series. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your neighbors, hide your kids and hide your wives, because you know what? We're sky factoring everybody out here. Does that make sense? No, I didn't think it would, but you know what? That doesn't matter because it's Sky Factory. It's that awesome. Doesn't need to make sense. It's just cool. I think this ought to do it. This is probably enough torches and enough of an outro. I think I've said goodbye like 7 or 8 times. So, for realsies, because that's how cool we are. We'll see you guys next time. Say bye, Buttercup. All right, bye.